Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, October the 28th. Got a critter biting my arm here, like a horsefly or something. First time I've had anything like that here. It's circling me. So hopefully it's not going to be too much annoyance to the video, as it already has started off to be. Anyhow, thought I'd talk about more about cost of living here in the Philippines. Give you a little background. I'm from America. Been here almost 3 years in January. Lived on 2 different islands. Been to 4 different islands. Lived in 4 different places. Mostly small provinces. 1 big city, Iloilo. Now here in a Palawan. Can't get it out there. Have some health issues, so bear with me as usual. So just trying to do my YouTube thing to help people out and share my Philippine American journey here in the Philippines. But it's a big topic, and anymore the answer I'd like to say overall, it really depends, because people's like sensationalizes it on YouTube all the time. You can live here for 500. Well, absolutely. You can live here on 10,000. Absolutely. What's the magic number? I don't know that there is one, but I'm going to give you some perspective, at least my perspective and findings on it. Like I said, been here almost 3 years in January. Watched about 500 plus videos on it, on the Philippines and cost of living before I came, and as I've been here. Talked to many expats, my 3 years of experience living in different provinces, owning a house, costs, living there, renting other places, living with a family, somewhat, for free, no real charge. Just I helped out with the electric and bought my own food, and helped out when there was a birthday party, bought some cake and ice cream. So my finding, if you're coming from America, I would say about 1,000, 1,500 American dollars per month would be an entry to something reasonably decent here in the Philippines to get started. I think for most people 500 is unrealistic, and the reason being for these numbers is people that's going to think they're coming over for 500. Well, you're going to try to live like a local, but you're not a local, and your prices are not going to be a local price for the most part. You're going to have to really watch your budget and watch everything and question whatever they call it, barter with pricing, and understand the pricing, which I would say 99% of you don't, unless you've been here a while. I'm still getting used to it after 3 years. So basically, if you're an expat, it's going to cost you more because you're an expat. So that's one thing. So plan on more. So I would say if all you have in your dream and you're out of options and you have $500, roll the dice and come. You can possibly make it here on 500. In America, certainly much more difficult to impossible. If you have 1,000, I think that's much more comfortable. You're twice as much likely over 500. To me, I think 1,000, 1,500 American dollars a month is entry level wherever you go in the Philippines. If you've got that, it's okay, and you can, you're going to make it. I think 2,000, 2,500 is 2 to 3,000, 2,500 to 2,000 to 3,000 is more middle income living here. Too high, it just depends again on what things you select. Somebody says, well, I need aircon. Somebody else says, I don't need aircon. Somebody says, I want to eat hamburger and French fry and American pizza every day. Well, that's all variables to your cost of living here. So the more you can do like a Filipino and get water, you can, if you're getting a bottled water, well, it's going to cost you 20 to 20 peso on the lower end per liter to 60, 70 peso per liter. But most people here know I can get a jug of water for 5-gallon jug basically, or 4 or 5 gallon for 30, 40 peso, and just fill up a bottle. I can go find a Coke or Sprite liter bottle and fill them up with the water, and then your drink is 5 peso, 2 to 5 pesos per bottle. So it's different tips and tricks like that, and you learn them as you go along, and the locals certainly know that, and that's how they get by on so much less than what you're going to get by on typically. Now, if you're well traveled and you've been to all these different countries and you're adapted to that, and I still think it's going to be a difference, because people, even though you're adapted, people don't know that, and they're going to still give you different prices on stuff. And I think it's very difficult to know each, what outfit cost, what your food cost, what the gas cost, what a ride cost, what all these different hidden things that you have to know and remember and keep track of. So that's kind of my take on it. I think the budgets, can be possibly no limit, but generally speaking, for most people, 1,000, 1,500, anywhere you can go in the Philippines, it's kind of entry level of comfort and something you can deal with. And being an expat from some other country, and then the $2,000 to $3,000 budget, you're sort of more middle income here as an expat. Again, at 1,000, 1,500, you're upper income next to a Filipino, but you're also going to be charged and have fees from the government, your visas and different things that they don't have. You're going to have to come up with some house you're buying or renting. I would suggest renting, highly recommend that. Take a rent for 1 to 3 months or 1 to 3 years, more likely. Find out exactly where you want to be and what you like, and before you make a big plunge, because once you spend your money here in the Philippines, I would say big percentage of the time, 80, 90% of the time, it's gone. So you've lost your investment, even though everybody says, make investment in land, make investment in house, make investment in some commercial interest store. It's very slippery slope, in my humble opinion. And I'm a retired business person from America for 41 years. Had a business that was successful and made a go of it, so I have some background in that type of thing. So just keep that in mind. Do with that what you want. So that's just my one man's opinion. Just want to share it, because it's people say, "Oh, you talk about that a lot," or "There's thousands of videos." Well, it's true, but despite all that, everybody's watching a video, even as we speak, or making one, or asking the question. I'm thinking about moving to the Philippines. What's going to be my cost? Well, I think that's a pretty easy way. You can sit there and break it down. Water costs this, this costs that. And there's variables and everything. Gas goes up. It was 10 pesos per liter higher 2 weeks ago. Now it's 10 pesos per liter, so it's all variables. The one thing you can count on, and that people may not think or talk about, I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it, is one thing for sure you can count on, that whatever you come with, let's say it's $1,000 or $1,500 a month, in 10, 20 years, it's going to be worth less than that. So things are going to go up. They have went up in the 3 years I've been here slightly. Not much of a change, but everywhere in the world, it's just like America. I've been there 60 years. Every few years, the cost has went up. Cost of food has went up. Gasoline's up. When I was a kid, at 5 years old, gas was 5, 8 cents, 10 cents a gallon. Nowadays, it's anywhere from, a couple bucks on the lower side, probably. I'm not sure what it is nowadays. I've been out of the States for 3 years, but I've seen it as high as 6, 7, 8 bucks a gallon in harder times. So keep that in mind as when you come here. Give yourself a little cushion. Live a little below your means would be great advice, as always, anywhere you are. Live below and expect more. And then if you're somewhere short of that or in the middle, then you're hit the sweet spot. But you come over here thinking, I can live on 500 or 1,000 or 2,000. Well, 10, 20 years from now, that 2,000 is going to be more like 1,500 a month or something. So expect things cost to go up, not down in time. So it depends. Like I said, that's why I said it's a completely different mentality. You're coming over here as a tourist. Water costs 50 cents or 10 pesos, 50 pesos. You're going back, in 3 days or 2 weeks, you're going back to your country. You're going to go back to your job. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it. I'm not talking about people or things, that. I'm talking about people that are moving here, wanting to live here, wanting to have some economic reasons or some social reasons or something, and they're wanting to live in the Philippines or some other country. All this applies to America, applies to Taiwan, Vietnam, Cambodia, Mexico. Same type of things. Life is very similar everywhere you go. Same strategies plays out. So a lot of times people come and say, I didn't make it in America. I couldn't make it on $10,000 a month or something. And well, you didn't live within your means and budget. At the end of the day, you can't spend more than you make or have. And anytime people, credit cards and different things, that's what credit's not necessarily a good thing. It's a convenient thing and can be handy, but for the most part, it's a negative. It means you can't afford to buy. That's why you're asking for money or filling out the credit card, because you can't make the payment on what the TV or your house or the trip you're about to take. So very unwise. It's great for the credit card company because that's how they make money. They hook you. We're your friend. We're your good neighbor. So, and people fall for that all the time. Oh, it's easy. It's only 2% interest. Now, when you get late or you have some issue, well, it goes up to 15, 20, 30%. Same here in the Philippines. The good neighbor and the good business ends up coming back to bite you in the butt. So just be wise, think about it. That's my advice or thoughts. If I was coming here today, I would plan on $1,500 a month. for most places. If you want to really be more comfortable and have more freedom and room to roam, you know, 2,000-3,000, and it, you know, just goes up from there. You want to take trips to different islands every month, you know, 3,000 or 4,000 on up. You want to have a car, you want to have a boat, you want, you know, depends on what you want to have. The cost just goes up from there. I think you could, I think I could live a lifestyle and spend $20,000 a month here. I think it'd be quite lavish, but I think you could, there's a lifestyle here. Go up to one of the islands, rent a 50, 100 million peso house, or buy one. You know, get you a couple jet skis, try to live like American. Well, I think you'd have easily have a $10,000 to $20,000 a month budget, if you know, pretty easily, which most people here would say you're like a sheik, or, you know, you're super rich. But I just come here for you know, simple things, to see the Philippines, see something new. I didn't come here to be rich, or to have, you know, people's all the time, well, buy a house, buy a 4x4 truck. Why you walk, sir? My shoes are 2 years old with holes in them, and I got some new Chaco ordered from America, hopefully for the second time in a year here. So hopefully they'll be coming here be a good Christmas or birthday present. I'm not sure how they were sent or how quickly I can get them, but they're supposedly on the way, either the plane or boat or rubber raft, I joke. So that's my time. That's my thoughts on cost of living. I can break everything down, but everything's a variable price. Somebody can say, well, I'm getting water for 20 peso, I'm getting it for 40 peso, I'm getting it for 1,000, 2,000 peso. All I can say is water's relatively cheap here, but there are no consistent prices. If you don't know what you're doing, water can be 1,000 pesos a month to something much, you know, cheaper and stuff. Right now, we're, you know, go to the water store, get a big 4 or 5 gallon bucket. Our cost here in Palawan's 40 peso per thing, and we go through one about every week. So make that 80, 160, I guess, if my math's correct, 160 pesos. So about $4 or $5 for water for the month for us. So, but like I said, that can vary depending on where you are and what you do and what you got, and buy bottled water or bulk water, service water, whatever they call it. So that's the same with all the prices. Electric's a little pricey here in the Philippines. Generally, the cell phone, internet, to get everything you want. I'm a YouTuber, and I would say that's running 1,500 to 2,000 pesos a month, so $25 to $40. Back in the States, I was paying 60, 65 per month for my internet usage. And of course, it was much better, so you're paying little less here, but not as, it gets interrupted and not as fast and all these things, generally speaking. Again, you have to watch a video and say, where that guy living? Is he in Makati or is he in San Fernando, Broctite Viejo? So, and what's he doing? But that's my advice or thoughts. So hopefully that helps somebody. That's my time on cost of living and different ideas and thoughts around that. So hopefully that will help somebody and give you a better understanding of what I think it's like here in the Philippines as we walk this beautiful mountain road through the mountains, and one of my favorite roads that I've hiked in the Philippines in 3 years. I've hiked a lot of interesting places, and there's some similar, but this is definitely a good one. You kind of expect to see a T-Rex or something standing in the woods next to you. It's that type of atmosphere, lush green. Just beautiful. That's what I come to see. So I didn't come to see a touristy spot with fancy things necessarily. It's all wonderful and I enjoy that, but I enjoy this just as much, if not more. So nature, see a big monitor lizard or snake crawling across the trail, hear a monkey in the bushes, have a native children come up to me and smile and say hello. Enjoy that type of stuff. So it's up to you what you enjoy, pick and choose, and just be happy and live well. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.